Hi, this is Mrs. KJ going over part 2 of lesson 1.11, density. So we have one more type of problem that we're going to go over. And just as a reminder, if you haven't written down density equals mass over volume, volume equals mass over density, mass equals density times volume, hit pause. Make sure you have these written down on your cheat sheet because that's going to make it a lot less stressful when it comes to the algebra. All right, so let's look at this. If Emma's measurements are 6,000 centimeters cubed and 6 grams per centimeter cubed, what is her mass? Okay, so which one are we solving for? We're solving for mass. And then one of these is volume and one of these is density. So density is going to have both units. So our density is going to be 6 grams per centimeter cubed. And our volume then is going to be our 6,000 centimeters cubed. And for my density, I put this caret here, which is above your number 6 key on your keyboard to show an exponent, but I'll trade it to this one since I already have it in the exponent form. All right, so now we need to figure out which equation are we going to use. So which one of these equations are we going to use? We're solving for mass. So we're going to use mass equals density times volume. All right, so take a minute, hit the pause button, put in your numbers, and get your answer. And so I am going to take my density and I am going to multiply that by my volume. And when you put that in your calculator, you are going to get 36,000. All right, now we need to figure out what our units are going to be. So this gets a little bit tricky into the algebra. Now you might just be able to look and say, oh, I'm looking for mass. I know which part of my density unit is the mass. So is it the grams or is it the centimeters cubed? We can also figure it out algebraically. So if I go over here to this whiteboard and I have 6,000 centimeters cubed, and I'm multiplying that by 6 grams per centimeters cubed. Well, remember per, P-E-R, means divided by, and I can actually extend that to say, hey, it's really 6 grams divided by 1 centimeter. And then look at my centimeters. I have centimeters on top and centimeters on the bottom of a fraction, so they cancel. So when I go through and get my answer now, I have 36,000. And technically it's over 1, but we don't need to write that. And all that we're left with are grams. So that's how we can see algebraically how we get the grams. Again, if you look at this and say, well, I know my density is mass divided by volume, and since this was my volume unit, that means that grams has to be my unit for mass. So either way gets you to the correct unit of grams. As always, if you need extra help or you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask.